Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Toxic Talks, episode number 25. We've had a very, very wonderful week, and we're going to share it with you. And, well, I mean, for the most part, it's been wonderful for at least in my case. We're going to go over some stuff that's been happening with the world, and yeah, it's a little bit crazy, but it seems like this year just is just one of those years. But first things first, let's talk about War Thunder. So, as you guys can see from Friday's stream, we ended up basically finishing off Sweden. We got ourselves our F-18C. We got the AMRAAMs. We ended up getting the 122B plus. I mean, not all of it is fully upgraded, but they're basically in a position that we won't suffer too badly, and we can finish off basically whenever we want to. So we ended up going back to America for the last portion of the week. We finished off the ground tree, where I don't know how quick it'll be, but we're gonna try to finish off the helicopters. Those might take a while to get done and over with, but that's at least a plan. Um, Eventually, starting I think Sunday, Monday, we're gonna go to Russia, try to finish off ground and get the what is it, the Su-30 SM. Um, I don't know how I feel about rocking the American F-18. Like, the 120As, they at least in the game, the 120As are the exact same as the 120Bs, but the R77s are or the R77 ones are better than the normal R77. So it's like, why would I ever do that to myself? I might as well just run the F-16 kind of thing, or run an F-15. Even the F-15, you get more missiles on the MCIP than you do the F-15E. So it's like, why would I ever do that to myself? Also, as you guys can see from the video, we sort of been going through the F-14, and I'll be honest, I like the 54Cs a hell of a lot more than I do the 120s, the AMRAAMs. So I might just stick to the F-14 until something decent happens. But at least for Russia, the Su-30 SM, like, I might have to run that quite a bit. So I mean, we're in a interesting position to say the least. But once we feel sort of comfortable, we've unlocked what we wanted to for Russia and America. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait for the summer sale, and get a few things for Germany and Japan. If the Fuji goes on sale, I'll probably end up buying the Fuji. And then for Germany, I don't know if I'll buy the Leo A4. I would want to buy the Tiger 2H. I'll have to wait and see what actually ends up going on sale for Germany, but I think I would want to do that. I might try to get uh the German plane. I don't know if I'd go for uh anything in the Japanese tech tree, because like the highest thing is like the F4J or whatever, EJ. But either way, at least that's the plan. Try to get through Germany and Japan next, but we're gonna wait for the sale. And if nothing really happens with that, we might just stick with Russia and America and Sweden for what we have right now. But we'll have to wait and see. But at least that's the immediate plan for War Thunder. It's been good though. It's been good. We've actually really cranked through a lot, more than I thought we would in 2 weeks, and uh, well, we're gonna end up getting unchat banned. Thankfully, I won't say anything funny anymore. Let's be real. What I did say was very, very hysterical, but definitely deserved. Maybe not 2 weeks deserved, but definitely deserved. Um, as it goes though for other games. So Night Rain, apparently they just recently came out with some new I don't even know if I would call it new content, but I guess it is new content, which I think I do want to try out actually today. Once we're done making videos and getting them sent off to the editor, I think I want to try that out. I might do a little bit of War Thunder beforehand though, just to get done with America Air, get the F-18 unlocked, and we'll have to wait and see how that goes, but at least for Night Rain, I think I do want to try it out. Apparently, there's like this new like challenge boss that gives you like the best of the best relics. So I might need to do that. I won't lie, because like don't get me wrong, the setup that I have for my relics on the executor are pretty decent, but we can always do better. We can always do better. Um, and there's not really too much news in terms of gaming. Uh Beyond that, like most of the stuff we had with the Summer Games Fest, we have stuff to look forward to, but there's no like new news. However, there is a quite a bit of how do I put this, content creator drama going around right now. Um, with H3 suing some content creators for, like, basically the whole thing is they weren't doing reaction videos kind of thing. Well, you're like, it's a little bit complicated for me, and I will say this, I am a little bit biased in terms of this, but not in the same sense that the people that are getting sued are. So my whole thing is, usually I have like a little section at the end of stream to react to different creators. However, there are times even still where I need to say step away for a little bit, and I want to promote certain content creators and basically put their stuff on my stream. Now, I don't ever claim to be like the owner of this intellectual property or any of that stuff. I just do it to promote it. So that's where it's sort of uh, people sort of argue like, is it a gray area kind of thing? For me, like, I understand what I'm doing is sort of not good in terms of copyright, but uh, I think it's important because also I think H3 makes the distinction. Most content creators don't mind reaction or even you playing their video. Um, as long as you, number one, are basically not trying to take credit for it, and you don't try to damage them in any way. You actually try to promote their things, and even if you have a differing opinion, or even if you're running it on like some like what while you have to step away for a few minutes to use the restroom, as long as you're not like going out of your way to basically screw them over, they don't really mind, because it's basically free publicity in that sense. Like, you get to be like, hey, like, if you don't know this person, or even if you do, like, go watch the video, support them, kind of thing. However, in the H3 drama, there's a few people who literally went out of their way to screw over H3 because they didn't like him. Now, again, it's sort of a gray area, and my concerns for this are basically, if I have to step away. Oh, let me put it like this: when all the dust has settled, will Twitch, will Kick, will like YouTube, like, I mean, YouTube already does this, so it's not really an issue, but like, will you be able to even look at another person's content? Because here's also the other thing about copyright. Every single video game that you post a guide for, that you post gameplay for, that you do all this thing, technically speaking, all of them are copyright. All of them are copyright. So does it open the door for pretty much all this bullshit to go away? Like, here's the thing: there's unspoken rules, and that's why I say this. It's sort of a gray area, and I'll keep you guys informed about this. Um, but it's sort of a gray area, and I'm curious to see how this drama sort of settles, because it will affect sort of, not to the like a great extent, but it will affect my content. It will affect quite a few people's content if it basically all goes to shit. So um, I'm really interested in how this ends up playing, but um, it is a weird sort of situation, because again, like I said, there are unwritten rules about watching other people's content, kind of thing. It's sort of a mutual respect, as long as you do it in a respectful way. Nobody really gives a shit about copyright in that sense. Um, and you can talk to a lot of people. They just want to be accredited for it. And I don't think a lot of people have an issue with that. So if you're like watching a video, like for me, like I tend to watch Asmongold gaming videos, and recently it's been a lot of the news, but not really for his political take, just to catch up on news. I don't really have time to watch the news myself, but like I'm always like, we're gonna watch Asmongold today, and like make sure that people know, like, hey, this is Asmon, and I try to make sure that people see, like, oh, it's his YouTube video. But like, it's it's an interesting time we're living in as a content creator, and who knows, a lot of things could shift, but that's the drama with that. In terms of world drama, holy fucking shit. like, uh, how do I put this? Because I tend to analyze these things incredibly well. People think we're going to get into World War III with Iran. Personally speaking, I don't think we will. I don't think we will. Now, again, we're not going to go into politics or anything, but I don't think we're going to get into a world war with Iran. We're going to basically, how I see it's going to happen is we're going to ensure that no matter what happens, nothing bad happens in retaliation to the United States. But yeah, so for those who don't realize, yeah, there's a shit going on again in the Middle East. So we have Ukraine and Russia, we have Israel and Iran. Now we're just waiting for the perfect trifecta, China invading Taiwan. So yeah, and honestly speaking, I know this is fucked up to say, but I don't doubt that it might actually happen this year. Like, this year has had so much history going on in it. It could, like, the textbook that's going to come out for the year 2025 alone is going to be fucking like the Harry Potter fucking 7 books stacked up on one. It's that crazy. It's that crazy. This year, just, oh my god. It needs to just chill the fuck out. People are like, "Oh, COVID, dude. COVID was like the big thing of the decade." No, dude. 2025, there has been too much. There's been protests, riots, fucking wars, fucking, oh god. Just needs to end. It just needs to end. Like, don't get me wrong, it's definitely content, but it's not really my kind of content. Like this is what I mean. Like Asmongold, he's eating this shit up right now, but for me it's just like, dude, there's too much even going on in my life. Like, I can't be dealing with this nonsense, but that's what's going on in the world. I won't go too much into it, but it's absolutely crazy. But back to me. I will say this: um, the new schedule has been working out quite a bit for not only stream but for my own, I guess, mental health. We've been able to do a heck of a lot more uh, during the day. We're able to relax a lot more. We're able to prepare ourselves for stream. We're basically able to do a lot of stuff that we weren't able to do before. And as you guys can see, we have a lot of different people coming back in. We have old people from a year ago. We have new people, and uh, I'll say this: it's definitely a positive, and I hope you guys agree with that too. And if any, like, I don't think anything will change. Honestly speaking, I think this might be my permanent schedule going forward. I mean, I'm not gonna leave anything off the table in the future, but for the very near and sort of mediocre future, this is basically what we're doing, and we're gonna enjoy doing it. So that's at least for that. Now for life advice, and this sort of goes off of the new schedule. As I said, the new schedule that I have seems like it's been basically a complete net positive for me, in terms of stream, in terms of mental health, in terms of just what I want to do in my life. And it sort of got me thinking, like, why did I ever end up changing my schedule to that in the first place? And um, I think it was just to I think it was just to appease others, you know? Like I don't consider myself a pushover, but I tried being, how do I put it? I tried being sort of that middle ground kind of person. I didn't want to like just stay stationary and like, oh, you have to accept me, you have to accept me, but like I didn't want to like be like, oh yeah, I'll do everything you want. So I sort of try to come up with a compromise. But as I've been thinking about for this week's episode of Toxic Talks, I I want to say that maybe you should be immovable. Sometimes you shouldn't compromise. Like for me, at least in my case, I will say this: I'm no longer going to compromise for anyone. Well, maybe my family, but I will say this: I'm not going to compromise if it doesn't benefit me. If it doesn't benefit me, why the heck would I do it? Now, this may sound extraordinarily selfish, but this goes into the this week's sort of like life lesson. And just like you wouldn't force a puzzle piece into a place it's not supposed to go, why would you force yourself into a place you're not supposed to be? I I don't say I don't live by regrets. I will say this. I don't live by regrets, but I'm very very thankful that I think I learned this lesson now. That is say our schedule now is 4 to 12. If someone's like, "Hey, can you switch your schedule?" and we'd be like, "Fuck no. Fuck no." Like if you want to be in my life, if you want to be in my life, if you see like you implanting yourself into my life as a positive, go for it, go for it. Like I want to have a positive impact on as many people as I can, but I'm not gonna bend my like life around others anymore. I don't see that as a net positive. I've gone through enough shit to realize that pretty much I was forcing a puzzle piece into the wrong place. I was forcing a puzzle piece into the wrong place, and I'm no longer going to do that. So, how I look at it, I'm going to do what's beneficial to me. If someone wants to come into my life and they would think that I could be a positive influence, a positive aspect of like basically a puzzle piece that they can add to their overall puzzle, then sure. But if they try to force me into a place that I'm not supposed to go to, I'm not gonna be in their life, you know? I'm not gonna be in their life. And I think this is something that more people should do. I think this is definitely something more people should do. And don't get me wrong, again, like I said, I wouldn't say I was a pushover, but I definitely tried to be more compromising than I think I should have been. And now, again, this might affect who comes into my life. This might even lessen like the amount of people that come into my life, but I'll be real. I think I'm tired of trying to push myself into a place that number one doesn't work for me in an advantageous way, and sort of I would even argue retracts from my life. So um as long as the schedule works, as long as things in my life works, I'm going to keep doing them, and I'm not going to allow anyone to influence me otherwise. And I think that you guys should too. And I'll let you guys know. This is sort of, I guess, a new sort of territory for me in terms of that. And uh if everything goes well, you guys know you'll hear it from me. And if there's net positives to this, I'll remind you guys about this week's life lesson. But that is all I have for you guys. So I hope each and every one of you guys have a wonderful week. I hope to see you guys in stream. I hope to see you guys in the comment section. I hope to see you guys wherever, whenever. And I hope you guys, again, have a wonderful week. And as always, take care. And I'll talk to you guys later.